Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. Now then, on today's video we're going to be looking at this. It's an old JJRC Q60. Long story short, a gentleman's got in touch with me who I know he's not terribly au fait with electronics, and he wants to upgrade this and put a WPL 2-speed motor and gearbox in it. He basically wants a decent crawl and a reasonable top speed, so hopefully the 2-speed will do that for him. Now, like I say, he's not terribly au fait with electronics, so he's asked me to do it, and of course I've said yes. So that's precisely what we're going to be doing today. We haven't done a upgrade video for a while on the channel, so it'd be an interesting little project. The only thing that's bothering me is obviously the Q60 isn't terribly, there's not a lot of space in there. So and this is an old Q60 as well. I think it still uses the old 6.4 volt electrics as well. We're going to obviously get rid of that horrible steering box and that awful weedy horrible 130 motor as well, and hopefully we'll have a nice new WPL torquey 2-speed motor and gearbox in this thing. Anyway, enough waffle. First thing I think I'm going to do is I like to connect all the electronics up to make sure everything works. I think I've got everything that I need to do this job. Actually, before I'm going to do that, I'm going to make sure that this fits in there. Right, winner winner chicken dinner, it does, and all the bolt holes line up as well. No great surprises, as JJRC and WPL trucks, these little 4-wheel drive ones anyway, are very, very similar. I've also taken the steering box out. I'm tempted to put a WPL tray in actually, because that will make fitting a 3-wire steering servo damn sight easier, because I'm not sure if they go straight in on a JJRC, because they were never designed to have one really. But WPL were. Yeah, that fits in the chassis. I think we'll try the electronics, make sure everything works, and then we'll basically try and fit everything. Right then, basically this is going to be our setup. Now I'm using a Hot RC 4-channel transmitter and receiver combo. We're going to be using the 3rd channel on the transmitter to activate the gear shift. We're using a genuine WPL ESC. I've not soldered any wires onto the motor at the moment. I'm just going to see if this lot works. I'm pretty sure it should do actually. Anyway, let's just give it a whirl, and I've got obviously the steering servo plugged into channel 1 on the receiver. So let's turn him on. I should have turned the transmitter on first, never mind. It should automatically bind when it's doing something. So yeah, so steering is working. There's our steering servo going. Obviously I've not got the motor connected up at the moment. I think the transmitter is beeping because it's low battery. I'm not sure if these AA batteries I've put in are any good, but I don't know if you can see there. If I press channel 3, there you go, it activates the gear shift on the motor. That might take a little bit of fine tuning to get the arm in the right place, but at least we know that channel 3 will activate the gear change. So the next job really is to start assembling it into the truck. Right, I've gone ahead and soldered some wires onto the motor just to check whether it does actually shift gear properly and it's doing its job, and I think we're in high at the moment. There's full throttle, change gear, there's low gear, so everything's working perfectly. I can stick it in the truck now. The motor itself, I thought I was going to have to change the tray to get the steering servo to fit, but it does actually fit in these 2 little slots here. I forgot that JJRC, you can do that with JJRCs as well. So we're going to do that, stick the motor in, stick the servo in, and take it from there. Right, it just shows you how closely related these little trucks are to WPLs, because everything pretty much fits in with, well, minimal effort really. The only thing I have left, which looks a little bit Heath Robinson, is the servo and servo cover. You have to do a little bit of cutting, etc., to get it to fit on JJRCs. This gentleman builds bodies for these, so it's pointless me cutting various bits and pieces, because I don't know the final placement for all the electronics. He'll find a home for them, I'm sure, so it's pointless me trying to do all that, because he might want to change it. What I might do to make my life a little bit easier and to give it a little bit more off-road performance is stick some WPL axles on. Get rid of the JJRC ones because they're open diff, put some WPL axles on, and that means we can put a set of these metal drive shafts on, and it'll be fairly straightforward task, instead of the JJRC ones, which you sort of have to cut the old ones off. They're bonded on, cut the old ones off and sort of file a notch on the input shaft, if you like. But I'm going to stick some WPL ones on just to make life a little bit easier for myself and make this thing goated off-road. Now it looks a bit Heath Robinson, I must admit, with the tie wrap holding the electronics in, but like I said to you, the gentleman is probably going to find a home for them later on, so it's just to keep everything in place. The WPL axles and the metal drive shafts, they go on no problem at all. Like I said to you before, they're so close together, these JJRC and WPL trucks, is that everything's basically interchangeable. I will stress that if you are putting a larger motor on, it's well worth getting a set of metal axles, because especially this 370 motor in this 2-speed will destroy the plastic ones in no time at all. But anyway, let's just quickly give him a whirl. So now we've got lovely proportional steering, and we've got rid of that horrible steering box that these JJRCs come with. We've got 2 speeds, fast and crawler. And the crawler gear on these 2 speeds is absolutely fantastic. It really has got bags of torque and bags of control as well. Look at that. No messing. And that WPL ESC is fantastic as well, because it's got loads of low down modulation, so we get a really controllable crawl out of this thing. And to top it all off, we've still got 1 channel left, and we can use that for a set of headlights, so you can use the original headlights on the truck. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, one fully proportional JJRC truck. And if you're thinking of doing a little conversion like this, I can't recommend it enough, because it really does make a big difference. I mean, the 130 motors that they come with originally are pretty paltry, I must admit. So having something like this 370 in coupled to a crawler gear, you can literally tow a trailer now, a decent sized trailer and all sorts. So it just makes the truck just a damn sight more capable, I must admit. And with the WPL axles, its off-road potential, it just increases exponentially. I mean, these JJRC axles are great, these open axles, but off-road they're a bit crap. But the WPL ones, coupled with a 2-speed motor and gearbox, will soon sort that out. As ever, I'll leave a load of links in the description to where you can go get these bits and pieces from. If you've enjoyed the video and you found it of some use and interest, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're feeling that way inclined, hit that subscribe button. It makes a massive difference to the channel. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again very soon. Thank you.